Welcome back to Liz and Sandro's Marketing Podcast. We're the podcast that helps your small business stay on top of what's going on in the digital marketing world, including things like SEO, reputation management, website design, social media, and so much more. So today we're going to have a chat about the state of digital marketing today, nearly 6 months into 2018.
So Sandro and I just read two somewhat conflicting articles. The first one name dropped a number of big brands like Adidas that are really questioning the effectiveness of Facebook because of price increases related to advertising, privacy concerns, and the overall ability of Facebook to drive sales. Now, on the flip side, there was another article interviewing the number 2 executive at Ford Motor Company, and it sounded like business as usual with Facebook. So it really got me wondering, what is the state of digital marketing right now? I feel like on this podcast, we talk a lot about the latest and greatest, what's new, what's trendy, what could be the new hottest way to promote your company. Well, all in all, I think things have been pretty quiet to the start of 2018. We haven't, I guess we saw a major change to Snapchat, but generally speaking, we really haven't seen anything new come down the pipeline. I think part of me is sitting here like, oh my gosh, I have nothing new and cool to test with clients right now.
Yeah. And one of the things you said while we were discussing this was as the platform matures, and I feel like Facebook it's 11 years old now?
Yeah.
So it seems like Facebook and its advertising are maturing, and as such, more and more people are getting into it, and it's driving prices up because Facebook, the amount of ads you can see on Facebook are limited. There's only so much you can take, and same on Instagram, right? So there's more rules, there's more regulations, there's more competition for the ad space, and there's more, so the prices are going up. So yeah, what is the state of it today? Is Facebook still good? Is Facebook bad? Are you looking at other options? Are there other options? Are we going back to newspapers?
Yeah, and I think, speaking about this concept of the platform maturing, I think there's two things that we can kind of observe from a distance. One, people are tuning out the ads. It's kind of like on TV or on the radio, as you live your day more and more with this channel, you just kind of tune things out. And I also think that, secondly, you've got consumers who, well, let's be honest, they live and die by Facebook. They're so ingrained with what they're seeing in Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. They don't want to be removed from the experience of what's going on in that app. So
FOMO.
Yes, FOMO. Thank you. So I'm scrolling through and, I see an ad for, a great dress or a handbag, but I want to keep scrolling. I want to see what else my friends are doing. I'm not going to click that ad because I don't want to miss, what's going on with my friends.
It's like that next hit of adrenaline
and they say that getting likes, getting interaction on social media targets the same areas of your brain that sugar and other drugs excite. So
a dopamine, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like another shot of dopamine. And by the way, FOMO is fear of missing out.
So when you have big brands who are being quoted as saying, hey, we're questioning whether or not any of this digital stuff is working, what is a small business supposed to do?
Right. And then before this, I asked Liz, so what is the one silver bullet? Is there one thing that just works every time?
I don't think there's a silver bullet that's going to work for every single business. I think it always is going to come back to your target market, your best and most ideal customer. What is it that they want? Because what works for, and I'll be very drastic here, but what works for the JCPenney shopper is not what works for the Nordstrom's or the Saks Fifth Avenue shopper. They're two completely different markets who are going to different sources for information. They have different trust circles, different people who could function as brand ambassadors. You're not going to be able to get the same results with one channel across the board.
Correct. And you said know where your customers are, and that's where you got to be, either through brand ambassadors or events. If you could sponsor the royal wedding, brought to you by Kmart.
Rolex,
or I don't know. Yeah.
I think I saw Cartier ads during the royal
during
wedding.
the royal, okay.
Or I guess technically after the coverage ended, I saw some Cartier ads. And our Duchess was wearing Cartier jewels, so way to go.
So know where your customers are.
The other thing that I keep thinking about every time I see one of these stories come out about a big brand that's questioning the effectiveness of Facebook, it's you've got to look at your numbers. You've got to go through and understand what they mean. I mean, I have so many clients who don't understand what a click-through rate is. That, they don't understand some very basic numbers. And as a business owner, you should know, what good benchmarks are generally for your industry and for your business. Then you can look at your data and make an informed decision about what's working, what's not, where time and effort and money should be spent.
So another thing that I know more and more people are using are ad blockers. They're effective. Ads slow down websites or use so much of your data. If you got limited data, if you're in a third world country or you pay for a limited amount of data, ad blockers are a lifesaver because there's less being used. It's not slowing down your computer or your phone as much. And there's so many ads everywhere now. We're just being bombarded by these. So again, just like you said a little while ago, Liz, people are ignoring the ads. So even if you think you found a magic bullet or something, maybe people aren't even seeing it because of these ad blockers. And thus, so I have to wonder, is Facebook, and something Liz mentioned also earlier before we recorded, is Facebook moving towards a place that is just awareness? Like, I think of car dealerships used to advertise in newspapers, like spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every Saturday and Sunday. And how many people are actually looking for a car? I think they just want to be top of mind to go to this car dealership when you are ready to buy a car. So is Facebook just a place to be top of mind? When you are ready for a pizza, go to Mama Santa's Pizza, or go to Papa John's Pizza, just to be top of mind.
That's what I think it's moving toward. I think we're going to have to continue to watch this, look at our own client campaigns, see what other big brands are reporting. But that's where I think we're going with this.
And if we are, is there something better? And if so, what is it?
Well, and to that point, I love the quote that you showed me. I'll let you read it.
Yeah, this is a 10-year-old quote from a marketer that I really admired in the early days. He's dropped out of the marketing world. Maybe he got fed up, I don't know. But he said, and it's something I keep on my computer at all times, and something I mentioned at my very first talk to small business owners at the very end. And I said, so maybe instead of getting your company on Twitter, this is when Twitter was new. So maybe instead of getting your company on Twitter, paying marketers to mention you're on Twitter and paying people to blog about your company, forget all that and just make awesome stuff that gets people excited about your products. And I remember I was on a panel with other marketers and I told these small business owners, there was a house cleaning company and there was a t-shirt company. And I said, instead of paying us to do these things for you, one of the best things you can do is just be the best house cleaner in town. Just make the best t-shirts. Just be the best. And word should get out there. I mentioned this when one of our very first podcasts, my favorite falafel place is around the corner from me. They do not have a website. They don't have Twitter. They don't have Instagram, but they're always busy. They make the best falafel in town. It's a little Middle Eastern family and they're always busy. I go there once a week at least. And they don't have anything. I beg them to have a website. I will build them a website for free food, but they don't need it. They really don't. So what works for them? They're great falafel.
And there you have it. So there's a lot of great digital tools available. But really what it comes down to is having a fantastic product or service and figuring out which of those digital and maybe some traditional tools as well work best for driving visibility, leads, and sales for your company. And it's going to be different. It's going to be a different mix for every company.
Yeah. And if you're a new company, maybe try a few of these out. You may love Twitter as much as I do, and that's your strong point, and that's where people know you from, and that's okay too.
I feel like the state of digital marketing right now, I would use the words frustrating on some level. I really would. I think a lot of people are frustrated. Frustrating and yet still very worth it if you know which pieces and parts are best for your business. Because it has been very frustrating the last couple months trying to navigate all of these privacy issues that Facebook and Instagram and Twitter are dealing with. I know you got a lot of your third-party tools got yanked from Twitter. You don't have access to the data that you used to. We are in the midst of rolling out all of these GDPR regulations. So yeah, frustrating. I think that's my word. That's my word to describe the current state of digital marketing.
If you got into digital marketing to do marketing, it seems like you're doing less of that and more compliance, more working within the rules and learning the rules. And it's like the box just keeps shrinking on your ability to create or ability to market.
And I don't want to end this episode on doom and gloom because I'm still really excited about everything that I'm doing for clients. It's just a lot to keep track of, a lot for us internally to educate ourselves on and then figure out how to communicate that to clients. It's just a lot going on.
I had a meeting with our cinema clients and they've got the whole month of June are LGBT friendly films. And I had to explain to them Facebook won't let us target them anymore. And they asked why, and I just said Russia, and they seemed to understand. So there's just a lot more loopholes.
So you're saying we could blame Putin for all of this?
So yeah, if things are working for you, if Instagram is working for you, if Facebook or Twitter are working for you, if they're all working for you, then keep going at them. But if you're frustrated, know we are too, as marketers, people that do this every day.
And to your point, yes, it feels like that box is closing in on us. But I want to end on a positive note, and I'll end with a quote that I've used several times in speeches. It's from Jeff Charney at Progressive Insurance, very well-known marketer. I think he created the Aflac Duck. He created the Flo character. He always says that he can never outspend his competition, but he can always outcreate them. And I think that's an important piece to remember. Yes, I talk a lot about data and decisions need to be data driven, but I don't want to forget the creative piece that's really important to marketing because that box is closing in and it just means we have to get a little more creative and work with what we've got.
And that does it for our episode on the state of digital marketing. In mid-2018, we will revisit this every 6 months. Let's try and see where we're at.
Or sooner, depending on what happens over the next couple months.
Yes, maybe there'll be something new. Maybe MySpace.
Maybe MySpace will make a comeback. I love it.
And thank you for joining us. You will find us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links are in the show notes, as is our email address. If you have feedback or a question, please send it our way. We'll give you a shout out and a link on our website. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time.